Donkey Kong, one of the most popular games in the late 70s, early 80s. Probably the most popular arcade game of that time. And obviously we had the king, and obviously this game was made by Nintendo, right? First off. And we had the kings of the arcade at the time, Sega. And they felt a little threatened by Donkey Kong. So what did they do? They went out and they made their own version. And that's what we're looking at today. Also, real fast, this is the closest you'll ever get to any Nintendo content on my channel. For real, this is the closest you'll get. Hey Slayers, I'm the world's coolest Sega enthusiast, Sega Slayer 64, and man, we're on a roll today with this, on this week with that arcade content, huh? Yeah, I've been looking. Obviously, Sega's main business model, I'd say, throughout their whole time as a console developer, and even before then, was the arcade. That's Sega's strong point. They were the kings of the arcade, and still technically are the kings of the arcade, since they still technically make arcade games. That being said, Donkey Kong in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s was the most popular arcade game. You know what I'm saying? The Nintendo was riding high, and that's basically, at least in my opinion, we can attribute Nintendo's NES money that they had to even make the NES from Donkey Kong. It was that strong. You know what I'm saying? So Sega, being the kings of the arcade, seeing everyone's eyes being on a new rival's game, you know what I'm saying? Nintendo is their rival, seeing their eyes on their game. Sega, they felt they had to come back strong. Okay, and how did they do that? Well, with this game right here, Congo Bongo, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add coins, and you can add as much as you want. We'll see what the limit is. There probably isn't a limit. Early arcade games didn't have a limit, really. They probably had a limit of about 100, but the best part is you can just, on emulators, you can add as much as you want in, so I'm just going to add, I'd say, we'll add 100 now, just so, if I die a bunch, we can, 90, okay. So we'll add as many as we can in. So essentially, yes, Congo Bongo, he's a bad guy, you know what I'm saying? So the game plays almost it plays a little bit like a platformer. It just controls a little bit weirder. I don't like the way this game controls at all. Like, it just does not control right at least to me. And I have a strange suspicion this game didn't use like a joystick back in the day because of the way it controls. Now, it is extremely hard, of course, because, you know, quarters. But essentially, your goal is to just it's not even it's not shameful at all about what it is. It's a Donkey Kong ripoff. That's what it is, okay? But in a more like platformer type style, all you gotta do is make it up to the top, you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? That's all you do. You make it to the top. I got a game over. Of course I did. Let's restart again. Okay, but yeah, you make it to the top, but the thing is, right, I've played Donkey Kong, and I'm not gonna lie, Donkey Kong in certain spaces can be pretty fun, you know what I'm saying? In a certain run, it's simple, but it's fun, right? Whereas this game right here tries to be a little bit more complex than Donkey Kong, and just becomes a little, I don't know, boring. I can't get into Congo Bongo, and that's not saying it's a bad game, although it definitely is a hard game, but again, you know, I don't fault arcade games for being hard. Like, never fault an arcade game for being hard. Like, you could fault a Genesis game for being hard. You could fault a Super Nintendo, NES, Master System, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360. You can fault any game you want for being hard if it's home console, but never fault an arcade game because they have to be hard or else they won't make any money. But yeah, the game is extremely hard, first off. But the thing is, compared to Donkey Kong, which I'd say was a little bit more fast-paced, it It's a lot slower, and the thing is, you can fall. It's so easy to fall off the edge. But the controls suck. Okay, if I'm being 100, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. Just because it's Sega, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna tell you it's automatically go. No, the controls suck. Now we have good old rip-off Mario down here, except he's I guess he's like what do you call those people? No, I can't remember. I can't remember. But he's like, the explorers, and Congo Bongo is just a gorilla who comes around, just messing with this guy for whatever reason. He just wants to make his day a little bit worse, setting him on fire and other things like that. Congo Bongo he's here to make his day worse. And Congo Bongo as a whole did pretty well in the arcades, but me personally, I can't get into the game. I don't like it. It just does not play well enough to me. The controls here suck. Like, they suck terribly bad. Is that the monkey from freaking you remember the monkey from Super Mario 64 and he takes your hat? But the game here, right, is it is just, it's not as good. Okay, the controls suck, first off, right? And I'm not gonna right now. See, here's the thing with arcade games, right? I'm not gonna hold the controls to a fault, because now if someone let me know down in the comments if you've ever seen a real arcade game, if you ever seen a real arcade cabinet of this, do the controls suck there too? Because if so, that's when you can hold the game to a fault. But right now I'm playing on an Xbox controller, so I'm not gonna go ahead and fault the game for that, because it was never designed to be played with this type of controller. It was designed to be played with an analog stick or a trackpad or one of those weird rolling balls, or maybe even a D-pad. Some arcade games had D-pads at the time, I remember. But yeah, it was never designed to be played with what I'm playing it with. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a D-pad, but not like this, okay? And so the game as a whole just feels, it just doesn't feel, it reeks of I'm trying to be a ripoff. Here I am. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like when my games feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, oh my god, I don't like when my games just feel like they're here to just be a ripoff. That's really what this feels like to me. You know what I'm saying? The platforming is very slow. It's not very accurate, and a lot of times I find myself sometimes trying to make jumps and repeatedly failing at those jumps. You know what I'm saying? Then I find myself getting hit from places sometimes that I just don't feel like I should have got hit from. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the times where a coconut will just barely touch me, and I don't feel like I should have got hit from that. But the game will register it as a hit, and for the time, for 83, this game was already kind of, at least in my opinion, a bit primitive. Oh my god, I didn't even touch the border. The game, for the time, 83, just felt a bit primitive, you know what I'm saying? Especially compared to something like Donkey Kong, which felt like, oh man, it was leaps and bounds ahead at the time, you know what I'm saying? It was something new in the arcade. It was essentially, two monkeys can go down here now? It was essentially just, I don't know, it felt, oh, come on! Really? Donkey Kong felt like revolutionary at the time, whereas this game just felt more of the same. You know what I'm saying? There was multiple games like this going around in the arcade. It was nothing new. The point I'm trying to make here is that the game itself just kind of feels like it was designed to be a remake, which I guess is okay because it was designed to be a remake. I meant to be a ripoff, but at the same time, I just don't think it does it very well. The controls, like I said, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'll be fair. I'm not gonna fault the controls because I can't attribute it to nothing. It could have just been because of my controller. I made it up. And every time you make it up to the top, he'll run away. That's all he does, and then he'll do something else to you the next level. See, we're here at the next level, and look, he's here, and he'll do something else to you. Really? That's really... Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That's not fair. You see what I'm saying? I can't get a lot of enjoyment out of this. You know what I'm saying? This game kind of feels just a little bit too hard for me. You know what I'm saying? And, maybe, like I said, I'm not going to contribute it to anything but, like, the controllers. I just can't contribute it to anything because, well... I'm just going to enter something else random because I don't really care. How do you end this again? There is no, it's A or B. There we go. I'm just going to attribute this to something like, it's a ripoff to me, and it just does a poor job. Whereas Donkey Kong was like a side-scrolling, like I said, more revolutionary type game. This one here is just, I don't know. It just screams poor man's Donkey Kong. You know what I'm saying? And that's, it's good. I give credit to the teams at Sega for this. You know what I'm saying? Gotta capitalize on what's new and popular. I mean, look at us. We YouTubers do that every day. That's what we do. Oh, come on! That's what we do. But just like, you gotta do it well. You know what I'm saying? Or you gotta do it better, or at least, well, I'm not saying you gotta be better than the original, but if you want to call yourself a ripoff or a remake, you gotta at least do it, like, in a more convincing way. You know what I'm saying? Your goal is to make it to the top of the stage. Once you make it there, you move on to the next stage, not much. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Donkey Kong. But like I said, Donkey Kong was much simpler. It's like this game feels more complex, but it tries to be too complex for its own good, if that's a good way to put it. Donkey Kong just was simple, fast, easy, refreshing. This game tries to be hard. This game is slow, hard, boring, and not refreshing, if that's any way to put this. You know what I'm saying? And this video is 9 minutes. It doesn't need to be 9 minutes. I don't know why it's 9 minutes. Really, if I had to be honest here, this is maybe a 4 out of 10, 4.5 out of 10, something like that. It's okay. It's not great. Just play, if you're gonna, and this is the only time I'll probably ever recommend you play the Nintendo counterpart here. Just play Donkey Kong. It's simple. It's easy. It's fast. It's playable. Okay. This one is too complex. It tries to be a little bit too complex. Controls bad, but again, not gonna say that. No, I can't I can't fully contribute that. Yeah. So the controls, we're counting those out here. The graphics for the time were extremely primitive. The sound, there is no music, obviously, if you want to listen. There's no music. Just annoying 8-bit sounds, and they just, they get annoying. Not even 8-bit, maybe 2-bit. Annoying, like, just beep, beep sounds all over again from him dropping all the coconuts. It's not fun, okay? It's not fun. Me personally, I don't have fun with it. If you have fun with it, that's okay. And I do know there are multiple home ports of this, and we'll take a look at them maybe one day. If you want me to take a look at them this week, let me know down in the comments below. I'll take a look at them either tomorrow or Tuesday or something like that. I'll gladly take a look at them this week, but there are multiple home console ports for the time. I know the SG-1000 definitely got a port, and that'll be the first SG-1000 game we ever do, so if you want that, I'll gladly do it. In fact, I think we'll do an SG-1000 game tomorrow, period. But yeah, that being said, there's not much here to offer, okay? It's primitive, it's hard, but that's an arcade game, so there you are. The controls, because I do feel like the controls are like kind of important, because you're not going to be playing these arcade games with like the old actual controls anymore, because obviously these games are incredibly rare to find out there in the wild, and even if you do find them, lots of times you don't find them in working condition. Like I came across an old Virtual Cop arcade system one day, right? And the thing was, it was just sitting there, but it didn't work anymore. But I'm like, Virtual Cop wasn't even that long ago. It was Sega Saturn era, you know what I'm saying? But it was done, and there was no maintenance on it or anything, and I think the people were selling it, but they wanted like $300 for it, which was actually pretty cheap. I probably should have got that, thinking about that. Now, but yeah, that's the point. You're not going to really, this is 83, you're not going to probably find one of these out in the wild, and if you do, I'd say it's worth you popping a quarter in and trying it out, you know what I'm saying? But if you're looking to load this up on MAME, I don't see a reason for you to do so. That being said, if you're new here, if you could subscribe, that'd be really awesome. We're trying to reach 200 subscribers, and you'd be helping us out a lot. Make sure to share this video with your friends to become a Super Slayer. I've been the world's coolest Sega enthusiast, Sega Slayer 64, and until next time, have a good one, Slayers.